I love square compact ice cubes. You ever seen one of those before? You ever seen a square compact ice cube? Well, I love those things. I'm a huge fan, let me tell you, I'm a huge fan of square compact ice cubes. Now you may be asking yourself, John, what's a square compact ice cube? Well, honestly, you probably know what it is. You ever been to a Circle K before? You ever been to a Circle K gas station and then use the ice machine when you're getting yourself a soda or a high C fruit punch and you see those tiny little square ice cubes that fall down? It's not the normal ice cube, you know? It's not your average ice cube that you'd find in your residential household. It's not one of those weird kind of banana-shaped ones that have the smooth surface on it. You know, I'm talking about the banana-shaped ice cubes. It's not a banana-shaped ice cube. It's a square ice cube, and they're very tiny ice cubes. I love those things. I love those ice cubes, and they're very life-changing. Do you want to hear a story? Can I tell you a story? Would you mind if I told you a story? I hope you wouldn't care if I told you a story, because I really want to tell you a story right now. Really good story. So, my ice maker. I almost said mice maker. Oh my god. I almost said mice maker. Imagine that for a second. Hold on. Let's sidebar. Imagine that a mice maker just makes mice. Oh my god, that sounds horrible. Sounds like one of the worst inventions in the world, a mice maker. Oh my god, just imagine it just makes thousands of mice a second. Be running all over your house. Ugh. Jesus. No, not a mice maker, an ice maker. I was gonna say, my ice maker in my fridge recently broke down, which caused my family to buy an ice making machine. We bought our own separate ice making machine, and we put it in our house, we plugged it into the wall. Wasn't that hard to set up. And the difference, the thing that's really good about this ice making machine, the thing that's really good about it as compared to our original ice maker, is that this new ice making machine makes square, compact ice cubes. Not the banana-shaped one. This one makes square, compact ice cubes. Which I've been recently putting in all of my drinks lately. And it's such a game changer. Here's a problem you need to know about me. Here's something you should know about me. I don't drink water. I rarely, if ever, have a glass of water. And that's a real problem. Because I'm going to die very early if I don't drink my water. That's a huge health issue. If you're a person who doesn't drink water, there are problems there. I don't know what exactly that can do to you, but that just doesn't seem right. The only things I drink on a given day are Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Cherry Pepsi, Celsius, and White Monster. Those are the only things I drink. Probably the worst things you can consume, I consume them. Why? Because I'm here for I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I almost misquote. I almost said I'm here for a long time, not a good time. That wouldn't make sense. That statement would have made sense, because if I were here for a long time, then why would I be drinking Cherry Pepsi, White Monster, Celsius, and Coca-Cola, you know? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like that one song by George Strait called I'm Here for a Good Time. No. The song's called... I think it's called I'm Here for a Good Time, yeah. I'm Here for a Good Time by George Strait. But no, anyways, I kind of totally lost track of what I was saying right there, because I just went on an entire bullshit tangent. Point is, these ice cubes, they're so fun to bite into, and they're just nice. The consistency of these ice cubes are so nice that I've recently been putting them in cups of water, and it's made it way easier to drink water, because before... water used to be so boring, right? It used to be so mundane. Water tastes like nothing. It's just it's ugh, you know? There's nothing to it. It's not even that it's bad, it's just nothing. It's absent of anything good, you know? It tastes like death. Literal death, nothing. Absolute zero. Net zero, that's what it is. So I don't normally go for water, but these ice cubes, I started putting them in my water, and now whenever I drink the water, it's very fun to chew the ice cubes while drinking the water. So now water went from boring net zero to like a little fun, actually, and I'm starting to have more fun drinking water. I just had 5 huge cups of water today. 5 huge cups of water. Like, not bottles of water. I have one of those, drinks, those cups, you know? One of those cups that you get at a sports game, like if you went to like a Chicago Cubs game or something, and they're those very large cups. You probably know what I'm talking about. And I think those cups can contain roughly around, I don't know, 1.5 bottles of water, and I had about 5 of those cups today, so I don't know, what's 1.5 times 5? Can somebody tell me what 1.5 times 5 is? I don't know, 7... Give me a second, will you fucking please? Give me a second. I think it's 7.5. I think it's 7.5. If I'm wrong, don't be an asshole. If I'm wrong, don't be an asshole and tell me I'm wrong, alright? Alright, we don't need... This world already has so much hate in it, there's no need to spread more hate, right? You know? There are 3 people in this world. 3 types of people in this world. Those who produce... Those who are net zeros, who just don't say anything, and, you know, they skate by, they're fine. And then there's just those who fucking suck, and that's probably you. You're probably one of those people who just fucking suck, and if you're gonna say something horrible, I'm gonna have to ask you to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm just gonna have to ask you to jump off the Golden Gate... Fuck, say that 3 times fast. Golden Gate Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge, Golden Gate... Whatever. I'm gonna have to ask you to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. Alright, that's not... It's just not nice. Anyways. You know, let's go on my calculator. You know, let's stay here for a second. Don't move. Don't you dare move. We're going on a calculator, and we're gonna find out what 5 times 1.5 is. I'm putting my bet in at 7.5. I'm putting my bet in at 7... I'm going on my calculator right now. 5 times 1.5. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Oh. I'm a genius. It was 7.5 all along. So your hate comment was pointless. You know what? No. You know what? Maybe I should give you more credit. I should probably give you more credit. Maybe you're not a hater. Maybe you're just a kind soul. And maybe I told you that you were going to hate on me, but maybe you're a really nice person. I shouldn't underestimate you like that. I shouldn't underestimate you. You know, you're a good person. I hope you are. You know, maybe you cannibalize people. Maybe you kill people or some shit. I don't know. I don't know if you're a good person. You could be a bad person. Alright, you could be doing some pretty heinous things that I don't know about. Maybe you're a serial killer or some shit. I'm not... You know what? I'm not gonna underestimate you. I'm not going to underestimate you. I'm not going to overestimate you. I'm not even going to estimate you at all. I don't know you. Alright, let's get... I don't know you, so... Alright. I've got nothing good to talk about. I've got 0 good things to talk about. Nothing at all. No material to work with. I am just spitballing today. I mean, I spitball all the time. All I do is spitball. If you looked at me on an average day, you'd just see me shooting spitballs at the wall. That's how much I spitball. I spitball a lot. Huge spitballer here. Alright? But today, like, I actually have nothing. Like, usually in a video, I'll start out with a topic or something fun. You know, a good conversation starter. But today, it's just fucking empty. Void of anything. We are in a bottomless pit right now, people. Falling. Falling with no end in sight. So, I'm really just curious to see where this video takes me. The reason, if you must know, the reason I have no material to work with, the reason I can't really talk about anything, is because I haven't really talked to people today, you know? Most of my video ideas come from conversation topics that I had, you know, during the day I recorded the video. You know, like if I had a interesting conversation with someone, I'll bring the topic to the video and then discuss it with you fine people. But I wasn't talking to people today. The reason I wasn't talking to people today was because I was wired in. Wired in. You're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell does wired in mean? You just told me he's wired in. What the fuck does that mean? Is this guy a robot? Listen, you ever seen the movie The Social Network? You ever seen that one before? I haven't either, don't worry. I've never seen The Social Network. However, I have seen TikTok clips of that movie. If you don't know what The Social Network is, it's that movie that's about Mark Zuckerberg. The Social Network is basically a movie that was made about Mark Zuckerberg. But there's this one scene, this one clip that I've seen from the movie, where it has Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg, you have Andrew Garfield as some guy. I don't know what character Andrew Garfield played, but I'm just going to refer to him as Andrew Garfield. Then you have this one other random-ass dude in the scene. And Andrew Garfield, he's really pissed. He's very angry because he's just been screwed out of a deal of some sorts. They contractually fucked him or whatever. They made him sign a document that was like he didn't read all the way and the document screwed him. He was mad about something like that, okay? And he was charging Mark Zuckerberg. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, he was wired in. What does that mean? I really have no clue, but he was basically sitting at his computer with his headphones on, and he was like looking really deeply and intensely at the computer. And his friend, the guy who was standing there, the guy who I said nobody knows who he was standing next to Mark Zuckerberg at the time. And as Andrew Garfield was charging Mark Zuckerberg, the guy said, "Stop, Andrew, he's wired in." He's wired in. Nobody knows what that meant, but just given the context clues of the scene, you kind of just see Mark Zuckerberg there with his headphones on. He's deep in the web, he's doing something, he's completely lost and entranced into what he's doing. So that's what I'm defining being wired in as, just like deeply in the cyberspace. I was deeply in the cyberspace today. Oh, by the way, if you want to know how the scene ended, Andrew Garfield took the computer, fucking smashed the computer, so he wired Mark Zuckerberg out, and then he said he's gonna sue him, so that's how the scene ended. Nobody smashed my computer. I was on my computer today deeply, but nobody smashed my computer. I was wired in, and I never got wired out. I'm wired out right now because I'm talking to you. Technically, you fucked me. The only reason I'm wired out, it's your fault. It's because I have to relay information to you, but I digress. The reason I was wired in today is because currently I'm trying to learn how to code. I'm trying to learn computer science. I'm trying to learn how to code in Python. That's what I'm trying to do. Why, you might ask? Because it's cool. I want to try it out. Let's see where this takes us, you know? If you know how to code, it seems like a somewhat useful skill. I don't have an end path. I don't know where I'm going with this. But hey, if I do it, I mean, I know I can do it. I can learn anything. That's something I recently discovered about myself. I can learn anything if I put my mind to it. If there's a will, there's a way. So I'm just gonna learn how to write in Python and do that shit. I know a lot of fucking... Python has something to do with AI. I know that. There's like... Fucking... Don't ask me any more questions then. I'm an amateur. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I made like a mini calculator though. I made a mini calculator system on Python where I basically made something that said, like it asked you for two numbers, and then it asked you if you wanted to add, subtract, divide, or multiply them, and then it would calculate it for you. That's why I did it. It was a very basic thing, but like I was getting into it, and it took me about 5 hours to do that, because I really did not know what I was doing. Setting up the coding software, whatever the fuck it's called, an interpreter, that was the hardest part. That was the hardest part of the process, but it took me 5 hours to make that little thing, but I was so proud of myself. Patted myself on the back and all. It was a good feeling. And now I could feel a little proud of myself. I'm not done yet, though. I wanted to record this video just because, and I was going to get right back to it, so after this, I'm going right back to the grind. It's 9:22 at night, I'm not going to bed until 3 a.m. Just had myself a Celsius a couple of hours ago, so I'm really going to be hardwired in. I'm not going to be wired in, I'm going to be hardwired in. It's going to be fantastic. Fan-frickin-tastic. You see, would you look at that? I began this video by saying I have nothing to talk about, now all of a sudden I have everything to talk about. I went on a minor impassioned speech right there about hope for my future, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I changed. I did it. I did it, people. No, you know, people have always said, people have always told me, the people who I surround myself with, they've always said, people don't change. That's what people around me have said. They said, people don't change. Well, guess what? I changed. I changed today. I grew as a person. I did something that I thought I'd never do. I impressed myself today. You want to know how? You want to know how? Because I'm being a little ambiguous right now. I'm not really telling you what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. You want to know what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. I ate a cinnamon roll. You heard me. I ate a cinnamon roll. You seem a little confused. You seem a little bit confused right now. You're probably... What is that you're asking me? You're asking me what does eating a cinnamon roll have to do with change? How does that relate to growth? I can hear you asking through the phone. I can hear your high-pitched, annoying voice. Gurgling voice. I can hear it. Please stop talking. I don't want to hear it. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why eating a cinnamon roll has so much to do with my personal growth. It all has to do with cream cheese. Cream cheese. Let me explain further. There's layers to this story, you know. I have to go deeper and deeper and deeper. It's one of those stories. It's a multi-layered story. It's very deep. It's a very deep, rich story. Or it's deep, rich context. I don't like cream cheese. I don't like a lot of cheeses. The only cheese I accept is mozzarella cheese. That's something you have to know about me. I'm a very picky eater. Very particular, very persnickety about my food. I only eat mozzarella cheese because that's the pizza you find, or that's the cheese you find on pizza. I spoiled it. I said that's the pizza you find it. That's the cheese you find on pizza. I like mozzarella cheese, but American cheese, Swiss cheese, fucking cheddar cheese, get that shit out of my face. I'm not gonna consume it. And you can kiss my ass if you think I am. Or at least that's what I would have told you yesterday. That's what I would... Fuck, say that 3 times fast. I really can't... That's what I would have... That's what I... Whatever. This is beyond me at this point. That's what I would have told you yesterday, except today I finally had a cheese other than mozzarella cheese, because apparently on cinnamon rolls there's cream cheese, but I didn't know that. My coworker offered me a cinnamon roll. It looked really good. I ate it. Later on, when I asked what's the topping, he said it was cream cheese, and I was baffled when he said that, okay? I was baffled when he told me it was cream cheese, because I didn't think it was cream cheese, but by that point I had already consumed the cream cheese on the cinnamon roll, and I had realized, hold on a second, it's not that bad. That's how I changed. That's how I grew as a person, for fuck's sakes. I've recorded this video 4 times already. You're probably wondering why I'm crashing out a little bit right now. It's because I've recorded this video 4 times already. I'm just trying to go through the motions here. I'm barely surviving. I'm just treading above the waters right now. Give me a fucking chance. You people are so impatient these days. Give me a chance, will ya? Jeez. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this attitude I get from you people. It's just rude. It's just rude at this point. Especially when I've done so much today, you know? I've had a good day. I've done things I thought I'd never do. The least you could be is supportive. The least you could be is supportive, but no. Just want to drag me down with you, I guess. You know what? As a matter of fact, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want to I don't like your attitude. I'm gonna cut this video short. Normally I make 8-minute videos. Today I'm gonna make a 4.5-minute video. Oh, what's that? Oh, you think I'm cutting this video short because I have no material to work with? Oh, please, that's cheap. That's cheap. That's cheap. Even for you. Even for an asshole like you to say, okay, whatever, fuck you. I'm ending this video, alright? Have a great rest of... Wait, what do I usually say? I say, thank you for your time, but I'm not gonna say thank you for your time this time. Eat shit. Eat shit and die. Let's talk about sleep deprivation. Can we do that for a second? Am I allowed to talk about sleep deprivation? Because I'd love to talk about sleep deprivation because it's something that I've recently been suffering from a lot. I've been suffering from it a little too much. I have to wake up early now. I have a job. I have responsibilities, you know? As Uncle Ben once said, with great power comes great responsibility. And I have great responsibility now. And part of that great responsibility requires me to be up at the ass crack of dawn. The literal ass crack of dawn. Like, I can see dawn's ass crack. I'm up at the ass crack of dawn. That's how close I am to dawn's ass crack. I'm at it. But I digress. Because of this, I am tired all the time. I don't get enough sleep. You want to know something about me? Here's some quick information about me. Here's a fun fact about me. I'm a night owl. I love being up late. I'm not an early bird. I don't like being an early bird. I like staying up late. I like being awake when nobody else is. That's just how I operate. I like doing it. I love the nighttime way more than the early morning. Not discrediting the early morning, though. Okay? I'm not discrediting the early morning. I do like there are times on occasion where I do like getting up early in the morning and, you know, in the morning there's a little bit more of a breeze. Like on a summer day, in the morning it's a little colder because it would just, you know, at night it gets colder. And in the morning it's warming up, but it's still a little cold in the morning. So you kind of have a nice gentle breeze in the morning when you walk outside and you want to have a nice glass of orange juice. Like, I do like the morning. I appreciate it because of that. And there's also something about being up early in the morning that just makes you feel productive. It doesn't make you feel quite so useless, you know? Like, there is a good feeling that comes with being up early, but even though it has its perks, even though it has its upsides, I still just prefer being up at night. I like watching a good TV show at night before I go to bed, having a night snack, just doing whatever I want to do while everybody else is sleeping, even working, doing something productive at night. That's also fun. Because it also gives you that cool feeling where it's like, you know, everybody else is sleeping, but I'm fucking up and it makes me feel, am I allowed to feel good about myself? It makes me feel good about myself. Nowadays, I need things that make me feel good about myself. It makes the pill swallow down easier. If you know, you know. But, yeah, I'm a night owl. And so, anyways, sorry for the sidebar. Since I'm a night owl, even though I have to wake up early for my job, I still tend to go to bed late. Like, I go to bed at 11 o'clock usually. And I say I go to bed at 11 o'clock, but that really means I fall asleep at 12. Because it takes me an hour from when my face hits the pillow to actually fall asleep. I just have those issues. It takes me a while to fall asleep. I usually lay there for about an hour until I pass into the sleeping realm, if you will. So, yeah. So I go to bed really late, and you may be thinking to yourself, you may be saying to yourself, well, this guy's a fucking idiot. Why doesn't he just go to bed earlier? It's a simple change. Go to bed earlier. It's not that simple. It never was. Actually, no, let me change it. It's simple. It's a simple task, but it's a hard task at that. It's a hard task at that. There could be very simple tasks where the idea of it all is simple in theory, but just doing it is hard, you know? Like going to the gym. Going to the gym is easy. You go to the gym, you pick up weights, you put down weights, and you repeat that process a bunch of times, then you leave. It's a simple process, but it's difficult because it hurts. It's painful. You don't like it. The instructions are clear. The signs are clear, but actually getting up and doing it, that's the hard part. That's the difficult part. That's actually a really good comparison to the situation that I'm facing right now with my sleep and trying to go to bed earlier. Going to bed at 9, that just feels like, it makes me feel like a wimp if I go to bed at 9. I'm going to start feeling like my parents if I go to bed at 9. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to accept that yet. Maybe one day I'll accept it when I'm 35. I'll call it at 35. When I turn 35, I'll swallow that pill. I'll accept it. But until then, I will be sleep deprived. And that's even if I make it to 35, okay? That's even if I make it to 35. All right, I'm still drinking my Celsiuses. I used to do 3 a day. Then I went to 2 a day. Now I only drink 1 energy drink a day. I was talking to Claude, and Claude told me that I shouldn't be drinking that many energy drinks a day. He said, I will die. So, I don't want to die yet. I still have some things to sort out before I die. Only a couple more things, you know. I'm not going to be too greedy here and ask for too many years. I'm only 20 years old, but, you know, I still got a couple of things I need to sort out, and then I could pass. We'll call it at... If I had to give a prediction for how long I think I'm going to make it... Yeah, no, I'm not going to make a prediction. You know what? I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm not a guy who believes in manifesting, but just for a moment, I'm going to choose to believe in manifesting. And I don't want to manifest my death age. Because now I'm going to say this, like, let's say one day I blow up and I actually do become famous or whatnot. Then someone's going to clip it when I die at the age of whatever I predicted, and they're going to say, oh, look, he predicted his death. And it's not going to be a prediction, it would have been a manifestation, what I just did right there if I predicted it, if you catch my drift, if that isn't confusing. It sounds confusing explaining it, but maybe it was easy to listen to, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not going to predict that. I don't feel like predicting that, you know? Nobody wants to do that. You're not quite sure what you're putting out there. You know, you never know when you put something out. You never know what you're going to get back. You know, when you throw a stake into the darkness, you don't know. I don't know what I was saying right there. When you throw a stake into the darkness, what does that even mean? Can somebody explain to me what that means when you throw a stake into the darkness? Where was I even going with that? What was I even planning on doing with that? That was just horrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just kind of throwing something out there. You ever seen The Office before, the show The Office? That one episode and that one line where Michael Scott said that, the boss Michael Scott, he said that sometimes I just start sentences and hoping without knowing... Let me rephrase that for a second. Michael Scott, the boss, said, sometimes I start a sentence and I don't even know how I'm going to finish it. I just hope I find the way somewhere along the way. I don't think that was verbatim what he said, but that was the general idea of what he said. And that's kind of what I did when I said I'm going to throw the stake into the darkness. So, and we don't even know if it was a cooked steak or not. Maybe, was it a cooked steak or was it a raw steak? Medium rare, well done, rare. I don't know. I'm the creator, right? I'm the guy who made... I was the guy who was drawing the comparison. I should be able to tell you what kind of steak. It was a well-done steak. I threw a well-done steak into the darkness. A well-done steak was thrown into the darkness, and we don't know what we're getting back. Okay? That's all we know. Well-done steak, thrown into the darkness. We have zero clue, not a clue, what we're getting back, but all we need to know is it was thrown into the darkness. Never to be seen again. Unless it does get thrown back, then we'll see it again. And then when it gets thrown back, we'll see what was thrown back. And then we'll finally have an answer to what happens when you throw a steak, a well-done steak, into the darkness. What's in the darkness? No one knows. That's life's greatest mystery, man. What's in the darkness? I don't fucking know. And honestly, I don't fucking care. I just took a shit. I just took a shit. In the toilet. Only a couple of minutes ago, I just took a shit. And it was pretty average at that. It wasn't special. Wasn't anything worth bragging about. Wasn't minimal either. It wasn't a terrible poop. It was pretty run-of-the-mill, all in a day's work kind of poop, you know? It was... Should I get into the texture? Should I get really descriptive about my poop? Would you guys like that if I got really descriptive about my poop? I hope not. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm gonna get descriptive, but just out of, you know, whatever mild love I might have for you, I really hope you don't want me to get descriptive. I think that says a lot about you as a person. I'm gonna force it onto you. I'm gonna unconsensually get descriptive about it myself, because that's just who I am. But I hope you don't want it, because if you want me to do that, then there's... We might have to bring you to a psych ward. We might have to analyze you. See what's going on in those neurons, because something clearly isn't right. But anyways, I'm gonna explain to you. It was of like half. It wasn't dry, but it wasn't diarrhea. You know, like I said, it was average. It was medium. It was like if you stepped on it in the yard, it would stick to your shoe, and then if you brought it in your car, it would smear on the rug, and it would smell horrible, like hot poop. It would smell like shit. It would literally smell like shit. Like, that's the kind of texture we're talking about. Not hard, not rock hard, but not liquid either. Like, just mushy enough. Mushy enough and hot stinky. Oh, that's hot stinky. Ugh. Just envision that. Hot stinky. Jeez. That's not good. I'm all clean now, don't worry. God, that's such a horrible picture to paint. One would ask himself why the hell you stayed here to listen to that. If you somehow managed to stay here this long, you have a pretty strong tummy. Strong stomach. Hot stinky. Ooh. God. You know, you actually... This is kind of on topic, but it's also a little bit off topic at the same time. I was thinking about this. You ever realize how disgusting flies and insects in general are? How disgusting and depraved they are? The only two things they really like to cling to and fly around are poop and dead people. Corpses. Inanimate people. Those are the only two things that insects like. Poop, shit, dead people. That's what they enjoy. Like, me, for instance, I like strawberry jelly. I like a nice peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You can never go wrong with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Uncrustables. I love Uncrustables. These insects, these flies, these maggots, whatnot, they like to roll around and poop. They do that. Why would something do that? What do you think brought them to that point? Do you ever think they stop and think to themselves for a moment and say, you know, maybe there's more to this than this? More to life than poop and dead people and... Oh my god, I mean, those are just... Do you think God had any hand in those creations? Insects? Do you think he had, like, do you think he... If he did create them, do you think he intentionally did it? But, like, he did it by accident, but then thought it was really hilarious that they existed, so he kept them for entertainment. Like, why? Because why do they exist? Why would an all-knowing being keep them here? What's his game? What's his end goal? Why would he want those things to exist? I don't know. I really don't know. But also to circle back a little bit, because I kind of want to get off this nasty topic. I've been talking about poop for 4.5 minutes now, so I'm going to circle back and change topic. Because earlier I mentioned peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and Uncrustables, and how I like them so much. I actually have a business idea that's currently circulating my mind. It's been firing off in my brain. I have a business idea, and it's called Crustables. Crustables. It's like the bizarro version, the reverse version of Uncrustables, except they're called Crustables. I'm gonna start a business out of my garage, where I'm just gonna make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm gonna put them in nice plastic bags. I'm gonna put painter's tape over the bags, and it's gonna say Crustables. And that's going to be my business idea. That's how I plan on becoming financially free. I'm going to make a brand called Crustables. I'm going to keep the crust on there, of course. I'm not going to cut the crust off of these. They are called Crustables, after all. Uncrustables don't have a crust. Crustables will have a crust. I'll probably use white bread, or I'll make it customizable. Here's one way Crustables does it different, folks. We'll give you multiple different options of bread to choose from. We won't just do it on plain white bread. We'll do it on white bread, rye bread, whole wheat bread. We'll make peanut butter jelly sandwiches with all kinds of bread. We are a diverse company. This business idea is sounding great already. This is sounding great already. This is called Crustables, people. This is called Crustables. If you like it, then, I don't fucking know. I don't... Oh my god. Okay. I've spoken my piece. Alright. What more do you want from me? Do you want anything more from me? Let's see. Do I have anything else in the chamber that I can give to you people? Why don't I just give you my entire heart and soul while I'm at it? What else do I have to talk about? Oh. No, that's not good enough. That's not a good enough topic to talk about. I don't think I have anything, to be honest. Yeah. The only real things that I had to provide to you today were Crustables, poop, dead people. Yeah, that's it. Alright. Well, anyways, thank you for your time.